Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. And now your hosts, John DePietro and Bob Zagami.
Boom, boom. Good evening.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me? Oh, there you are.
There you are.
With your background blue screen. We should probably welcome the remains of Hurricane Ida to New England.
Yeah, it's just starting to hit here.
Yeah, we're getting some torrential. So if you pick up too much background noise, I'm in my park model in Maine with an aluminum roof and aluminum walls. So if you start hearing machine gun noise, just tell me and I'll try to dampen it a little bit.
Now, Bob, this is interesting. Ed Chalais, he was our guest 168 hours ago.
Say that again?
The young man who just joined us from Iowa, Ed Chalais, who was with his wife, with you, last week when we were out at the Alliance event in Elkhart, Indiana.
Good evening, Ed. And I want to say Doreen. Huh?
Doreen.
Yeah, they were with us at the Alliance rally. It's a 41-year veteran of the United States Air Force. I've only got 4 years, so he's got 37 years more than I do. But welcome to RVing in New England, Ed. We're glad you could join us.
Hey, Bob, why don't we do this? Let's just change the format tonight and ask Ed what his viewpoints on Afghanistan are.
Well, I don't think we have to ask that. We know that because the same as mine. Bernie Collins is joining us.
Time out.
What?
Time out.
What?
Drum roll. Kessler.
Again?
He's 702.
Wow, we must owe him something. You know, he's right there at the beginning.
Well, but we do want to give a special thank you to Kessler because without his support at RV Business, we wouldn't be able to provide all the news content that we do with our other national show called the Camper Report Show. And we get most of our content, our news content, from RV Business and their sister. Can we say sister publication, or is that politically incorrect?
Their other publication. You have to keep it non-binary.
But how about their other him, her, they, it?
No, other will be fine. I think that'll work fine.
No. But utter, you can't say utter because it's female.
That's insulting to the cows.
Right. Exactly.
All right, we got a host of people here. Let's see here. We got Bernie Colleton from All Things RV, a radio show here in New England, and a great sales rep with Campers Inn. And his guest, guess who his guest this morning was?
Well, that was my point there. Look at, they've got their corporate name up here tonight. They've got RV Education 101. It doesn't say Mark Polk. It doesn't say Dawn Polk.
Dawn and Mark Polk were the guests on All Things RV this morning. And I will have to listen to that tomorrow because Wednesday mornings I'm busy.
Okay. However, let's be honest here. Okay. They did the JV game.
Wait a minute. Is that implying that we're not honest sometimes?
No, wrong phrase.
Right.
The reality is they did the JV game this morning with Bernie, and tonight's the varsity.
Well, that's right. Bernie is a trainee.
Right.
In the world of social media, and
he's an apprentice.
He's an apprentice. He's doing a great job, but you're right. He's a step down there. The minor league, James.
Wait a minute.
James Conboy. If you don't know James Conboy, New England RV Rube. And Jim, you and Kurt are going to be so busy after this
you know what
season. You guys can forget your vacation in the Bahamas or wherever the hell you go. So you can just forget that.
One of the notes that I took tonight, I just jotted down 3 or 4 words, is to say that as the summer season fades away and the fall arrives, and of course the fall is a great camping season, but folks, you need to check your roof. And if you check your roof and see that it's not to the standards that you want, in other words, if you've got an indoor shower, then you need to call New England RV Roof, our friend Jim in Kurt.
Jerry Plant is he's home from his travels. He's back on Cape Cod.
Now, I talked to Jerry because I talked to Jerry the other day because I called David Majors, and Jerry answered the phone. And Jerry, the thing I meant to tell you yesterday on the phone was that Bob and I appreciate your contribution to our show every week. So when Jerry answered the phone, it was nice to hear his voice and the fact that he's back and working at what I call one of the premier service centers in New England, Majors RV.
Correct. Ed says, good evening, gents. Doreen is here also. So, okay. Good evening, Doreen. Lisa's back on tonight. Don says, hey, Bob and John. Ryan's on. Good evening, guys. Ryan, aren't you on vacation? This is our premier independent mobile tech in New England. So now he's on. Now guess it. I know he's on vacation on the Cape, and he sent me a note yesterday. He needed some names at Majors, so I think he was going to go over to Majors and say.
Jerry Plant says met Ryan Hadley this week. Stopped in for parts, doing some mobile repair work on Cape Cod.
There you go.
So what Ryan's doing is combining business with pleasure. And now his vacation becomes a tax write-off because he did some work down there.
That's right, because he did work.
Okay. Now,
Don, let's see, Ryan. Dante's on. Good evening, Dante. Rick Kessler, any big news today? Ha ha. For those who don't know what Kessler is talking about, is Thor Industries purchased for a mere $750 million a company called Air Excel. Now, you may not know Air Excel, but you have some of their products on your RV, like Suburban heaters. I'll pull up the whole list here shortly, but that is a major news story in the RV industry that does have some impact for consumers, realizing this is a consumer show. But here you have the largest RV company in the world buying one of the largest supplier companies. So
now, what does that mean, Bob? Does that mean they're going to shut out the other manufacturers?
I don't think that. But what I do think, because you wouldn't spend almost $1 billion and then know you were going to throw away half your business. My feeling is that with the supply chain problems in the industry that many consumers are experiencing because their RVs are held up because they don't have a door or a toilet or an air conditioner, this is Thor's way of protecting themselves in the supply chain. And if the supplies get low,
buy your supplier.
If the supplies are low and I own the supplier company, guess where the deliveries go? So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. Now, if I am off base, Mr. Kessler, and not thinking the way your brain is thinking, please let me know. Walter Swenson's on. Don Hawes is on. Estelle's on. Good evening, Estelle.
Hey, Bob.
Ryan says non-gender specific publications. Okay.
The heat is up. No, when we were referring to sister publication.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, here's the thing we gotta take into account here. Last week when we were at the Alliance event, and this is strictly for Audrey Foley Egan. Okay. When we were at the Alliance event, do you have the pictures of that redneck margarita machine? I have them here. I'm going to try to reach them. I'm going to try to get them because Audrey Foley would go nuts if she saw one of these. And Ed and Doreen, you know who had it? Is the Tires had it. The Tires from
Chris. Yeah, Chris. He signed up for our YouTube website today also. Bernie says what? You mean what when we were talking about you being the JV team, Bernie? Now, let's see what Don says. Uncle Bernie can really sing. Well, I'm impressed. Oh, did he sing to you too? He is. He's got an incredible voice.
Did he sing on the air?
Oh, yeah, he does.
I hope he didn't.
He greeted me with a song. He wrote the jingle. Haven't you heard the new jingle? He wrote that jingle. I don't know if he told you that, Don, but he wrote the jingle to the show.
Okay, I'm trying to find that picture. So
Jim doesn't have to worry about all the work in the winter because he says he's already busy now.
Who's that? Jim?
Jim Convoy. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Frank says Good to listen in again. And summer is not over. I didn't say it was over. I said the summer camping season, and we still have at least 6 weeks to go before we talk about Columbus Day. And Ryan says, what did Ryan say? I was working down the Cape. Oh, down the Cape yesterday. Okay. So you're back. I sent you another lead today, too. Vacation. Oh, vacation is in 2 weeks. Oh, the guy's actually on work assignment down there. Oh, that's good, John. That's a good picture of it. That's for you, Audrey. That is a gigantic margarita machine. He's got a little blender underneath the table that you might not be able to see in that picture. Cups on the side. He puts all his ingredients in there. He puts on the little stirrer down below, and he has mass production of margaritas. And if you want to buy one, John will get a commission from Chris. He'll make it up specifically for you. Okay, Ryan's going to North Carolina on vacation.
He should stop in and see the Polks.
Yeah, that's right. You could. Yeah. Let us know where you go in North Carolina, Ryan, and see if you're close enough to Harrell's, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
We'll let you go in and have a cup of coffee with the Polks.
Yeah,
more consolidation, less competition, higher prices for consumers. That's in response to Thor purchasing Air Excel. Maria Galante is on with us tonight. And Jerry Plant says, this is the Tiffin strategy. Can't find windows, start a window company. Well, that's true. It's going to be, it's still going to be for a while. We're still going to have issues with the supplies.
Ed Chalet says, I have pictures. Now, I hope you're referring to the redneck margarita machine. Those are the kind of
I hope that's all he's referring to.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
Ed, if you've got
Kessler reports in 20% of Air Excel sales were to the aftermarket. That's you folks. That's the consumers. Of the 80% that went to OEMs, 30% went to Thor companies. So 50% of their OEM business was not to Thor companies. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be very interesting. And Audrey, of course, it's awesome, Audrey. You know what? I don't want to say that you have a reputation, Audrey, but when John and I walked into Chris's campsite,
Charles,
huh?
Charles.
Was it Charles? Okay.
Yeah.
And we saw this machine. Both of us thought of you. Right. We said, we got to show this to Audrey.
Immediately. So she's going to Gatlinburg in a week.
Asheville, North Carolina, and Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So how long you going for? A week or 10 days or 2 weeks?
Yeah, well, we'll see. But Ryan's going to the Outer Banks. And Ryan, do you have a place to stay at the Outer Banks yet? Let us know if you have a place to stay, because there's Blue Water has our friends at Blue Water, a NERV
associate member.
Yeah, associate member has some facilities in Outer Banks, and maybe we can hook you up. They'll watch him tell us that he's going to stay in a hotel.
Okay, Don says we go there every year. So fabulous. It's 5 hours away from us. And Audrey's just going to go for a week.
Oh, and Jerry Plant is giving him.
Be sure to see the bill. Absolutely. Unbelievable. Biltmore Estate is a must-see in
rented a house.
The Asheville area. Yep.
He rented a house. Okay, just picked. So good. Sorry, guys. I'm eating sweet corn from my garden. Dennis Spencer. You know Dennis?
He joined. Did I link into him? Was he at the Alliance rally?
Oh, I don't know. Dennis, tell us who you are.
Let us know if you were at the Alliance rally. The name rings a bell.
Okay. Oh, Kessler has a correction. Hey, wait a minute. A journalist making a correction.
Wait a minute. 70% of Air Excel's OEM business.
Not to Thor companies. No.
That can't be. Or could it be?
Well, hey.
Well, 70% of the OEM business. So 70% of the 70, because 30% was aftermarket. So 70% of the 70%, which is about 49%, is not to Thor companies. So he goes from 50% to 49%. He just thought he'd put a fancy way of saying it with his correction.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Dennis was not. Okay. Are
Dennis,
you
how
new
do
to
you
the
know
show,
you, Dennis?
Dennis? And I apologize. Are you new to the show? And if so, let us know where you're from and what you're doing RV wise.
So Dawn
So
and
Maria says, "So bummed I did not get to see you both in Indiana.
well,
You and 2 million other people, Maria. You'd be surprised how many people were really disappointed
and
that they
where
missed me. They didn't miss John. They said they missed me when they found out that I was in Indiana, but they just said John who, so they wanted to know who I was with, who I brought with me.
I'm done. I've
Okay,
had it.
all right.
I've had it. I'm not going to say another word. Take the
All
damn
right.
show over.
Before we go cuckoo here,
Been watching for a
Dennis
year
said,
or so.
watch it for a year. Okay, thank you. Appreciate
Okay.
it. Let me jump topics here for a little bit because I want to get it in early so that we don't
Okay.
miss it.
And while you're trying to figure out how to do that, let's ask our viewers to let us know if they have fall. First of all, let us know if you have weekend camping plans where you're going. And then after that, if you have any exciting fall plans that you are heading for. So,
Right. So we're going to talk about the Northeast Region Camping Charity. And John, seeing that you are always on site every year, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
well, the Northeast Camping Charities, also known as Halo's Wish, was put together several years ago by our friends at Mass Good Sam, Rhode Island Good Sam, and the Swensons, who are now the new Mass Good Sam, and I think there were some Connecticut people.
The Cabosa
Yeah,
family,
Cabosa.
the Cole family.
Yep, and few
And some
other.
of the other New England, Martin Quayle helps out when he can.
Yep,
And Diane.
and basically they said, you know what? There are some campers in our midst that have special issues that we need to help them out. So every year when they had those New England rallies before COVID hit, there'd be an event at one of those rallies, whether it was the Maine group or the New Hampshire group or the New York group, and they'd raise thousands of dollars each year and then give it out to a deserving family. And I'm proud to say that our family was a recipient a few years ago. I should say I did not serve on the selection committee that year, so there was no funny business going on from my end of it. But our granddaughter got a grant to go to place up in New Hampshire with the water slides and absolutely loved it. So this year the recipients are going to be, I'm not going to mention names because I don't know if they know about it yet, but a family where they have a child. I think 3 out of 4 children have special needs and they want to go camping. So what we've done through some of our suppliers is made it possible for them on at least 4 occasions during the summer to take a trip. And you know what? We figured out it's easier than owning a unit and not using it for 48 weeks of the year. So we're working with some members of NERVDA to supply that for them. And
now they're going to be at the rally. The rally is September 17th and 19th at Normandy Farms Family Resort in Foxborough, Mass.
yes,
And you can contact Lisa at Normandy Farms, and they have a block of sites all reserved. We are going to try to have some RVs on display, but the dealers are a little bit reluctant this year because they don't have much inventory, and they take them away from the dealership. But we're still working, and we have had RV dealer displays in the past 4 or 5 years. So hopefully so if you don't have plans for September 17th and 19th that weekend, it's a great opportunity to meet the people from the former Good Sam chapters, the state directors, and all the wonderful philanthropic work that they do, charitable work that they do.
You know, Walter, tell us if there's still space left because they only can get a finite. I mean, whatchamacallit, Normandy Farms is sold out that weekend every year. Now, I will tell you this, folks, and we know that this is a very charity-oriented group of people here. If you want to donate to Halo's Wish, but already have plans for that weekend or can't go or whatever the case, if you just go to Halo's Wish, what was it? haloswish.org. Halos
There.
with, you can see it right there. And I believe there is a donate now button to it. So,
Right.
you know what?
You
Be
can donate
nice.
through Amazon if you wanted to do that for your birthday or.
Yeah. And there is space available. And I'll tell you, Walter and Joe and the tall guy who used to be big, now he's thin. What the heck's his name?
Jason, the Thin Man Cole. Walter, okay, so Walter says
the Thin Man Cole.
The Thin Man. He'll,
they
I wonder if he'll eat as much as he did last year.
I don't know.
Probably not.
I haven't seen him. Him.
I've seen pictures, but I don't think you're going to recognize him when you see him.
Right.
And for that matter, you might not recognize Donna. And I think Walter's losing a little bit too, but Donna had a tremendous weight loss last year. Congratulations to her. So it's going to be the thin guys and gals cookout this year.
Yep. Somebody said Donna dropped 250 pounds. She threw Walter out of the house. Walter, how do you like that?
See,
yeah, we're going to get a comment back.
You got him going.
So look we got a lot of.
Ryan says we did a job at Normandy on the way to the Cape the other day. What a beautiful campground. It certainly is. And they got tents and they got yurts and they got a covered wagon and they got glamping tents and they got rental cabins and rental RVs and about 400 something sites. Right?
And Ryan, it's premature to talk further about it, but your name came up several times during the conversation today.
Right.
And you're hearing from Bob real soon.
Yeah, we're gonna get you a little bit more publicity, Ryan. Walter says there is entertainment, raffle prizes, food, and a great time for all.
Yeah. And
so let me see. Somebody's going to Pine Acres. Who's going? Maria's heading to Pine Acres in Oakham. September. Oakham. The Bluffs in New Hampshire in October. Georgia for a rally in November. She's traveling around.
Where's she going for November? What's the rally in?
What's the rally in Georgia, Maria? Now you're on Walter's good side. He enjoyed that joke, so you're okay.
What did he say? LOL. Okay. Thanks, Walter.
All right, Jerry's going to Scusset the first week of October. Jerry goes to Scusset. Rhonda and Joe go to Scusset. A lot of the Good Sam people. Somebody tell me what is so attractive about Scusset.
I will tell you.
I'm not questioning it. I have just never been.
In my opinion, nothing.
I don't want your opinion.
Nothing.
Go ahead and give it to us.
I got the microphone.
You got okay. Nothing. I'll shut up.
Nothing is attractive. They throw you in a field. If you go with a group, they just throw you in a field, and you need a half a mile long extension cord. But then again, I don't know. Jerry probably Audrey likes it, but they must get regular campsites there. And I hope they've done the bathrooms over, because a few years ago, those bathrooms they needed some work. Let's just say that. Chief camping for mass residents and on the Cape. Well, actually, it isn't on the Cape, Walter. It's not on the Cape. The only good part about, in my opinion, Scusset is that you don't have to go over the bridge. But you do have to wait in traffic at the end of 495 or Route 3. So, anyway.
Still has no plans this week. October 2nd, she's headed to Freiburg Fair for 5 days, then over to Paradise Park through Columbus Day weekend. Paradise Park is Old Orchard, right? Isn't that here in Old Orchard? I think. Ryan said we went to Bourne Scenic and Peters Pond also doing his service work the last couple of days. Peters Pond was very nice. Yeah, that's been down there a long time. And speaking about Freiburg, those of you who like to do advanced planning like Mr. Swenson, although I'm not sure he's going to be here, there is an Airstream International Rally at Freiburg Fairgrounds next year. We'll be posting more. I'm pretty sure it is in July of 2022. There will be an invasion of Airstreams in New England. You'll see them on every road and highway as they come from all over the country for this international rally. And there are some people that ship their Airstreams in from overseas just to be there. And our good friend Jim Roy, who is not on tonight, I haven't seen him yet, who owns Silver Moose Restorations, the great Airstream restoration company up in Maine. Jim will be an exhibitor at that event also. So if you need more information on that, just send me an email, bobzagami at nervda.com.
Now, is that Prevost Rally that's at Bailey's? Is that this year or next year? I've got Prevost Rally at Bailey's.
I think that there is a Prevost Rally. Yeah, I think it's next year.
Okay. Not that that involves any of us here, but nevertheless.
Lisa says Goshen, New Hampshire friends have a stationary rig. I'm tenting. I think she meant Georgia. Is that?
No, that's Lisa.
Oh, Maria. That was Estelle. Okay, Goshen.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Gala Ridge RV Resort. I do not know too much about it. Some couple, my husband,
Solano Ridge,
running it. Okay, all right. As far as Scussett, the best is the beach, says our friend Audrey. Then you can go and sit on the canal and watch the boats. Very relaxing. And they do get sights.
Well, let's see what Ryan said. I would also like to say thanks to Jerry and Majors for having all the parts I needed in stock. And it was nice to meet all of them. Very nice facility.
They are an absolutely fantastic NERVDA dealer and one of the best service facilities east of the Mississippi.
Yep.
Almost all of them are master certified techs. They got probably the largest parts and accessory store, I think, in New England. And they can tell you everything that's on every rack. Just ask Jeff and Jill Slater. You know, I'm telling you, every item that's on any pin or any hook in that store, they'll tell you about that item.
And there are thousands of them.
Thousands, right.
And that's only out front. Imagine, Jerry, out back, there's just as many.
Probably.
Little nuts and bolts and everything else. But, Bob, I've talked to David Majors yesterday, and I'm dropping our RV off. We're going to the Cape this weekend, and then on Monday I'm going to drop it at Majors because I've got a generator issue. And I called the people from Onan, and they said, call so-and-so, they're certified. And this is the kind of unsettled feeling that you get when you call a service person to your house and to your RV, and they look. Yeah.
There's a question for our fans here. Has anybody bought a new RV this year? If so, what'd you buy? And if not, why didn't you buy one this year? I think I know the answer, but
let me ask another question of our audience, and that's this. And I asked this question today on a huge Facebook group that has over 208,000 people on it, because I got a email yesterday from a guest that we had on another show a year ago that outran COVID. They had to speed from Texas to Florida to get out of Texas because they had one of those 1,000 trail memberships and their time there was up, and they had to get to Florida to be able to stay another month at another one of their membership. So she wrote to me yesterday and said, do you know any RVers with COVID? And I said, why do you ask? And she said, because my husband and I both have it bad. And now by RVers, I should have said full-time RVers. Okay. So I posted the question on the other site today, and I had 300 responses in an hour. But all my question was, do you know of any full-time RVers who have had COVID? No politics involved at all. Nothing about the vaccine. And I got about 5 good answers, and then it deteriorated into Trump had something to do with that, so I won't take it. Another one said, well, Biden, it deteriorated to politics about the vaccine. And I'm wondering, was there anything political or taboo what I said? I wonder what you guys think.
You could have said, what did you have for breakfast? And somebody would blame Trump and the other person would blame Biden. So you know, that's the nature of where we are. Hey, Jim says he bought a new one. Maria bought a Riverstone. Jim says bought a 2021 Grand Design Solitude. Love it, but I already did the roof to fix 3 major leaks. Now, Jim got his roof for free, just the cost of materials, because as I said before, he owns New England RV Roof. Jim, on an average, and this is a serious question because we all know RVs sometimes leak. Of your business, since you started the company, I'm going to say 3 years ago, what percentage of your business was new RVs? There are people who buy a brand new RV, drive it out of the dealership, turn around and drive it to Plainville, Massachusetts, and leave it for Jim to put a completely new roof on it. And there's reason for that. Number one, it's a lifetime guarantee that he has with Flex Armor, and he's doing the job on his own unit. But there are a lot of people, and whether it's a travel trailer or a fifth wheel, and you will never have another problem with a leak, guaranteed for life.
Right. Now, I think, Bob, it's also important to point out that with the non-hurricane that we had last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, there may have been branches that fell onto your roof and did a little puncturing and then blew off. So if you go up and look at the roof, you're not going to see anything because the perpetrators have already left the scene. So it's absolutely vital before the winter comes that you have it checked. And even if it's, what's that program there where I know Majors has it and there's other places as well where they blow the air out. What's that called?
That's the SealTech leak detection system. Majors does that. Several of our dealers have it. Lone Oaks campsites out in Connecticut. That's a campground. They actually have a service department in the campground, and they have a SealTech machine, and you can take it into anybody that has one, have your unit tested, and it will detect all the leaks in your unit so that they can be fixed. It's called SealTech, SealTech. I think every RVer should have a test every year. We don't make any money on it. We don't get any commissions.
I had mine done.
Right.
It's, you know what? It's a feeling of, what's it call it? Confidence, satisfaction, whatever it is, knowing that your roof is okay. Now, I see that Tim is on from Tim's RV.
Yeah, I don't understand the question. Only 3.
No, because so-and-so, Jim Conboy said it had 3 major leaks. And Tim says only 3.
The 3 major leaks. Okay, yeah. All right, and then Jim says 20% are 1 or 2 years old, but add another 10% from accidents and tree strikes.
Right. Trees
Bob,
that.
Can you elaborate on Flex Armor? I could, but I don't do selling for our Nerve members, but it's New England RV Roof in Plainville, Mass, Lisa. And unless Jim, you want to make a couple of comments, I'll post them up for you. It's outstanding.
Then we'll bill you.
And
then we'll bill him.
Right. Tom Zabrowski. Hello, Tom. Have a great upcoming holiday weekend. Thank you, sir.
Who did we meet that knows Tom?
Tom
met somebody that knows Tom.
New England president of FMCA, the Northeast region, for many years, and lives up there in Eastern New York, up around Saratoga.
Yep.
Good friend. You may have you probably met Tom and didn't realize it. Tom used to have a booth at the Boston RV and Camping Expo, which is a nice. You notice how smooth I transitioned into that, John? You don't ever give me credit for being as smart as I am. So save the date if you have not seen our cover photo on our page. January 14th to 17th, next January. One of the best indoor shows in the country in terms of product and our Nerve to dealers. The contracts are out to the dealers. They're signing up. They're excited about getting back and in person again. We're going to do something a little bit different this year. On Friday, January 14th, we're going to open up at 4 p.m. We have not opened on Friday in the past. That's Martin Luther King weekend. So you'll have Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to attend the Boston RV show at the Boston Convention and Exposition Center in the Seaport District. And that's going to be a fun time for everybody.
Yeah, you know what, Bob? Bernie brought up a nice question. It doesn't say where it is.
Who did?
Bernie. Will it be at BCEC?
Yes.
The flyer doesn't say that.
Yes, that's where the show is, at the Boston Convention Exposition Center. And Campers Inn will be there to greet you. Now, Bernie, if you're nice to John and I, we might, because we put together the seminar program, we might let you do a seminar on all things RV. Oh, I'm sorry, John just shot it down, Bernie. See, I was trying to be nice to you, Bernie.
He can.
You know
Bob,
who your friends are. I can tell you.
We can give him that seminar, but he's got to sing the national anthem on Friday at 4:00.
Well, that's a good idea. That's a great idea before the opening ceremony.
Right.
And I'm sure Bernie would agree. Bernie would agree with it. I'll tell you, you guys got to hear him sing.
Bob, let's be honest with our audience. We don't have an opening ceremonies. We say open the doors because the people are out into the parking lot, and then all of a sudden they let them in 10 minutes early, and we don't even get the chance to take pictures, so we have to stage pictures.
We're going to do a lot of things different this year. Ryan says, can an independent put up a booth or advertise somewhere at the show? Ryan, I've got a plan for you. You're also going to do seminars at the show. You don't know that yet.
You don't know that yet.
I'm just telling you now, but we're going to have you doing some seminars at the show, and we'll take care of you on the booth so that, yes, you can do that. And you can bring the wife and your lovely 4 children. They can run in and out of RVs like my grandson does and John's 6 grandchildren do.
Will the auto show be next door?
Yes, we are. Martin Luther King weekend, the auto show will be there. And
okay. Well, here's what he should do then. Come in and do a seminar. Let the kids run wild at the auto show so that we don't have any responsibility for him.
That's true. And Tim Christensen, leaks are too many. Leaks are too many after 70 or more years of RV building. Yeah, the increase is no longer acceptable. Manufacturers' errors main case, and let's blame it on the lack of maintenance by the consumer. Well, I won't say it's 50-50, but the consumers do, all our fans out there, we love you, but you do have a personal responsibility. If you're going to spend that kind of money on an RV, it comes with preventive maintenance.
And it's not a response.
It comes with the requirement for preventive maintenance. And guess who does the preventive maintenance?
You.
If you're not going to do it, then you take it to a NERV dealer and make sure they do it. Make sure it's checked twice a year. Make sure you do the packing of the brakes on the trailers. Make sure you check your brakes. Do your winterizing or have somebody else winterize it. I'm not going to go into a technical session here, but there is a responsibility. Okay, so somebody asked about Seal Tech. Was it Lisa?
Yeah.
You asked. RV Flex Armor is the only RV exclusive pure and polyurea sprayed RV roof system in the RV industry. An RV Flex Armor system removes all the caulking joints, providing a seamless monolithic roof that is guaranteed not to leak for the lifetime of the RV. RV Flex Armor is 3/16
almost a quarter inch
with 3,500 PSI tear strength and over 600% elongation, and it retains these qualities in all temperatures and conditions. The flexibility ensures it moves with the RV without cracking.
What's with the big words like elongation?
Yeah, I know.
And that's all that other stuff.
That's what it does, Lisa.
He must have got that off a brochure. There's no way the convoy could write that. He copied and pasted it. I know.
Ryan wants to know if he has to repair all the damage his kids do in the other RVs.
Well, no, Bob. We're sending them to the car show.
Oh, the car show. Okay.
Right. We have enough kids to do damage. Hey, remember a few years ago when we put some Class Bs over in the car show?
We did have a Class B exhibit in the car show, and
they destroyed them.
Sometimes the people looking at cars don't know what an RV is, and they don't know how they're made. So there was significant damage to some of the RVs that were over there.
Yep.
I don't understand, Bernie. I don't understand your extraordinary, unless he's talking about himself and his singing capabilities.
No, somebody said, Bernie, how do you sing?
Didn't answer the question about doing the Star Spangled Banner, Bernie. And I'll tell you what, if you do the Star Spangled Banner we will do our best. We will not promise anything. We will do our best to get one of the local Boston television stations to sponsor it, because the way the direction this country is going, we are moving back into loving America, loving what we stand for, loving the freedoms that we have. It'll be very timely, and we'll build some more of that into the show. But you do that right in the lobby, Bernie. It would echo throughout the Boston Convention and Exposition Center, and we get Channel 4, Channel 5. I don't know, John.
But Bob, there's one additional thing here. I just checked the schedule, and the Bruins are playing that weekend, and the Montreal Canadiens are down. So, Bernie, not only do you have to do the national anthem in English, you have to do it in French as well, or we don't pay you with one of those day-old hot dogs.
He might.
I was talking
about extraordinary. He was talking about the roof.
And I'll be happy to sing.
See, there you go. See what devoted fans we have? Now we got a singer.
Yeah. Jerry, you gave me the story and I wrote it down, but I lost it. Tell me what that what was the I poked John with an idea for a show last week.
Jerry, you don't think that he can remember from one week to the next, do you? God.
Man, can you think and type that much with two fat thumbs? Yeah, I know.
So I have to do that.
What the heck was it, Jerry? Tell me, because it was a good topic. And I can't remember what.
It was so good you can't remember it.
I can't remember it. Look, I can't remember what I had for dinner, but I remember 50 years ago when I was born. He doesn't remember. He doesn't remember either. Okay, Jerry. you brought that up.
You're both in good shape.
Oh my goodness. Crazy stuff here. So what else did I write down? Oh, Bob, we've got a couple big shows coming up. You're heading to Las Vegas for the RV Dealers Association annual convention. Tell us a little bit about what's going to be going on during that week that you'll be in Vegas, outside of you losing money at the blackjack table.
No, I only lose $20. I'm afraid of machines and stuff. I take $20, and if it goes, it goes, and if I win, I cash out. So I'm not a big gambler. But that is the RV Dealers International Convention from the United States and Canada, and some from overseas.
We don't know if the Canadians might be able to get there because it's business.
Yeah, it's educational programs, it's seminars, it's workshops, it's product displays of accessories and parts. Mostly, a few of the manufacturers do show product if they're looking for new dealers. Big keynote speech that opens it up, and I'm happy to say, and it's always just nicely done, they open up the RVDA convention with the national anthem every year.
But Bob, that might offend some people.
Everybody stands, not in the RV industry.
But if they come from California, they'd be offended.
Well, we've never had a complaint. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
We all stand up, hold our hands over our heart, and sing the national anthem.
Even those that don't have a heart.
Yeah, right. Oh, and they also play the Canadian national anthem. So with respect to our Canadian friends.
Now, I just noticed a wise-ass comment by Ryan Hadley that will kind of erase all the good stuff that we said about him earlier. He wrote the number 50 down, and that means he's listening. Do you know what he was talking about, Bob?
I don't see it.
Right above Dante. Ryan, Amy, there you go. Okay, can you know what that is? I know what it is.
50, I don't know.
Okay, because I said I can't remember what I had for breakfast. I can't remember Jerry's thing, but I can remember 50 years ago when I was born. And Ryan, who's my daughter's age, makes a smart remark. Like, at least you only put one question.
But it is a smart remark because he knows damn well you're not 50.
Well,
so that's
I'm
very
not
intelligent.
Pounds either.
No,
but that's neither here nor there. Maria puts John's. That's right, Maria. Maria, you're my girl. I'm 50 years old. Oh, Tim, come on, Tim.
What?
Look at Tim.
Plus 20.
Tim,
He's getting close to that.
I'm
But then
a
I'm
week,
getting close to 80.
a week
so
from
we
tomorrow, I'll
shouldn't-
be beyond that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
We
Kim
should-
finally made it.
Kim,
Foley.
wait a minute,
Hi, guys.
Kim, if you are late, you are supposed to apologize for being late. Kim is our Massachusetts State Director for the Girl Camper organization.
Okay. And Jim
Ryan,
Convoy.
Jim agrees with me. Ryan is a smart man.
Jim, I'll see you at Halo's Wish. And you know what? I might not even talk to you. I might not even look at you.
And then we'll be out at Dealer Open House in Elkhart, Indiana, the third week of September 27th. We return in person for the first time in 2 years. That's where all the dealers go out and see all the new product and place their orders for the spring, which is going to be challenging this year because they are still waiting on orders from this spring. But that's not, it's just the nature of the beast. And I did see a report today. They had earlier this year projected that we would sell 600,000 RVs this year. And I said they were crazy. There's no way we're going to do it. And I was right.
Hey, Bob.
Thank you. I was right, but it's going to be about 563,000. But they are projecting that next year this trend is going to continue. It is not going to let up. They're going to go over 600,000 next year. That means that if you see an RV and you like it on the dealer lot, you better buy it, because we're going to have a situation where they're going to still be low on inventory. They're not going to be able to get everything that they want to get. So those conditions are not going to change this year. I can tell you that.
Okay, Bob. We have a milestone that was just reached by one member of our audience here who posted at 7:47. And he said, you guys are truly blessed. And also that man retired today or yesterday.
I saw that. Congratulations, Ralph. Ralph is a mainstay, or was a mainstay, at Flag RV in Uxbridge, a real industry veteran, well loved by all of his customers and people that he worked with at Flag RV. And I was surprised. I saw the announcement that he posted on his Facebook page this morning that he has retired. And I hope he stays active in the RV industry somehow, some way. But if he chooses to head out and pick up an RV and head for the road, then he
That's what I said to him. I said, now you can buy an RV. Oh. Hey, look at Tim Irving says, Tim from Tim's RV says, Chubby Trout Elkhart. We had dinner there last Tuesday night.
We had dinner there Tuesday night when we were out for the Alliance Rally, and it's still very good.
Yeah, and Bob, I don't know if you noticed, but as soon as you walked in the door, it had a picture of Tim, and it said, if you see this person, dial 911 immediately. Do not approach him. He is a dangerous man. So, Tim, evidently you were stealing silverware or something from there last time.
All right. Audrey says her sister ordered a new Jayco trailer in February, just picked it up yesterday. Crazy industry nowadays. It certainly is. One thing that we wanted to talk a little bit about tonight, because I didn't get a chance to go to Germany this year. I would have liked to, but I couldn't get I couldn't get a freelance contract from any of the media people this year. And it's a kind of an expensive trip, but this week is Caravan Salon in Dusseldorf, Germany, the world's largest RV show. And if you have a chance in your lifetime, you should go to Dusseldorf and see the show. Now, granted, it's for European and German manufacturers and people on that side of the ocean, but some of these ideas come to America. Heimer, and if I can find my Heimer, well, before I get to the Heimer picture, one thing that was interesting this year was there were more fifth wheels. I think when I went 2 years ago, I think I saw one fifth wheel in the whole show, one fifth wheel and one truck camper. There were more fifth wheels this year based on the pictures that I got, and there was more truck campers. Now, one of the things, if I can give you a wide shot here, let me see.
Hey, Bob, a couple interesting top statements about that is you don't see a lot of pickup trucks in Europe. And secondly, to have a big 45-foot, what do you call it, fifth wheel like they have in the U.S., they'd never get around the corners of those narrow streets. So
but they do. They do.
They do.
Big item this year was electric bikes. They always have an outside. That's the outside test track, but inside they had an entire exhibit of electric bikes, and we're going to try to have a lot more of those at the Boston show this year.
Yeah,
also.
And ladies and gentlemen, one thing you may not be aware of, but we have video footage of Zagami on an electric bike in Boston a few years ago, driving straight into the wall.
That's right. No, I didn't go. I went straight into the pavement, not the wall itself.
Well, you weren't standing,
right? But
and
this is an amazing complex at Dusseldorf. That's just 2 of 17 buildings, and the Caravan Salon occupies 15 of the 17 buildings, and they literally have buildings that are all parts and accessories, another one that's all tents, another one that might be all luxury motor. There is one building that is just all luxury motorhomes. They have regular motorhomes too, and they're stylish and they're painted very nicely. One of the things that you will notice, look at, these are on display. They are continuously cleaning the vehicles. It is spotless. Now pre-COVID, they get 268,000 people in 7 days of public display area, and they are spotless. It's continuous cleaning. Every time you turn around, it's like Disney World. Somebody picks up a piece of paper, they dust the units out throughout the day, and see how far apart they are. I want to get one that, if I can dig in here and find one that shows the depth of it. Now, much like John and I, we like taking the kids. That's universal. The kids are loving the caravans and the trailers. This is their campground. There's a big campground right on the property. And notice on the right-hand side, they pack them one behind the other. You don't get a campsite. You get a spot. And they get one behind the other, and that's how the campground goes. And here you can see them. That's what when you're walking in between, they hold about, that campground, I believe it holds about 10,000 campers, and camping is just as big, if not bigger, there than it is here in terms of what they have for their displays.
The only difference is all the campers in Europe, they all look alike.
Yeah, but they're all clean and neat. See how spread apart they are versus what you see at a domestic show here. Rapido is the new owner of Road Trek. They're the company that purchased Road Trek out of bankruptcy this time. And there were a ton in the pictures that Caravan Salon and Ann, who runs the domestic operation here in the United States, sent me a complete package. You would not believe how many. Now, over there, you will also notice you got companies like Volkswagen, but you also have companies like Peugeot, Renault, Citroen has them. Everybody makes, in addition to the Ford and the Chevrolets and what's out there, they all are making Class B motorhomes, and especially these camper vans that seem to be all over the place. So it's got an interesting possibility there. At what point in time, because the camper vans are increasing in sales, as are Class B. But if we just talk about camper vans, they are coming back really strong for all demographics. And at what point in time do Ford and GM and Ram get into it? Now, we have RV manufacturers who take the basic shell and turn it into a camper van.
Winnebago has that Solus.
Right.
And
at what point in time, when you look at these are actually done by the manufacturers in Europe, and at what point in time will we see those camper vans? Not only see them on dealer lots, but are we going to see them at some point in time at an automobile dealership? They tried many years ago, and it didn't fly. They didn't want to sell RVs, but when you look at the popularity of these units, there was the Heimer experimental unit. That's not for sale, but that's a special composite concept vehicle that they had on the show floor a couple of years ago when I was there. But it's going to be very interesting. That's that telescoping trailer that we said those two ends come in and it turns around and you trailer it. When you get to the campsite, it turns 90 degrees. You press a button and the two ends come out, and you have your inside totally built out on that. The truck, there's one of the truck campers, and it's on a Ford chassis, and but it's under the Ford branding. It was actually in the Ford display at Caravan Salon. There's just the inside of one of the buildings. And you know what's interesting is because they have 15 of the 17 buildings, or because they get 270,000 people, it never appears to be crowded because there's so much space to walk around. If you walk into a building and it's crowded, you just go walk into the other one and stay out of it. There's another camper van to do that. That one is Nordvan. I'm not familiar with that company. This was the highlight of the show. It's always interesting to see who has the most expensive unit at the show. And this year it was Volkner, and that motorhome right there would set you back. And I did post this, so some of you may have seen it this week. The motorhome is $2.4 million. And don't forget, that's Europe. Imagine, as John said, driving that around the small streets of Italy and Germany. Now you notice
the car comes with it, right?
Right. The car comes with it. No, wait a minute. The car does not come with it. You can buy the car. The garage comes with it, and their garage slides underneath the motor coach. That is a $3 million Bugatti automobile. It's got 1,400 horsepower. So that combination you can have for about $6 million. And, at what point do we see them? And the inside of it is like a luxury yacht or a $6 million apartment in Manhattan. In fact, it's probably bigger than the $6 million apartment in Manhattan, although prices are dropping. But
they're dropping. You know what? Look at this. It's 7:58. And
are you serious?
Yes. And
I still had a bunch of slides left. I didn't realize. All right, let me get off my kick on slides for the show. Suffice it to say that
sufficeth.
I know it's a big word for you, but in lieu of that, maybe I could do a little more digging as far as the product. Oh, one quick one. The trailer boat was back. This is Caravan Boat. This is a trailer, and it sits on the trailer itself when you're towing it. However, you drop it off the trailer, and it is a boat, fully floating, and the inside is a luxurious travel trailer / boat yacht type of unit. And they also have park models. That's a park model. That's how they do park models in Europe. They're like 2-story houses. All right, I'll shut up on those. All right.
I think we should take a group there next year.
Well, and this is something that John and I have talked to Ann about, and we want to increase the consumer participation from the United States. And Ann will work with us, but we have to figure out the details. So I would be curious, how many of you would want to go? You see all these celebrity boat cruises go on with the country music singers or go on with the wrestling stars. How many of you would be interested in going to Germany with John and Bob on a, coordinated excursion to visit Caravan Salon? We don't need your checks tonight, but we'll throw the idea out there that we would really like to take a group, and hopefully by next year we can get back to some semblance of normalcy. But let's go to Germany for a week and play with the RVs. So anybody wants to put comments in there, or
Kim Foley's coming. Ryan Hadley's coming.
Bernie says he's in. Kim Foley, sign me up.
Dante's coming.
Kim says sign me up. Ryan says he'll go. Maria. So I think Ann may be watching tonight. I did send her the information. Kim says, okay, I kind of want the trailer boat. No,
the trailer boat. I have a German speaker who can translate.
Says he's going to go. Bernie says, all things RV from the Oktoberfest. Well, it's in September, so it's a little bit early, but we can drink beer over there, Bernie. There is no shortage of beer in Germany.
And we're overtime. I
have a German speaker who can translate for us. We don't need the translator. everybody over there, especially with the show, either speaks English or they have their own translator. They have their own bars right within the booth. They have Jack Daniels in the booth. They have coffee shops in the booth. My sister lived in Dortmund, perhaps. Okay, so we are over again. We talked too much. Thank you for joining with us tonight.
The only reason we can talk so much is because we have the best audience in America.
Right. Absolutely. Oh, so Walter says, sorry, in Utah and Arizona. Well, Walter,
that's right. Well,
that's what you get, Walter, for planning every minute detail of your vacation 2 years in advance.
5 years.
Right, 2 years in advance.
Audrey, right. Send me your email address to RV John D, and I'll send you those pictures. RVJohnD@gmail, and I'll send you those better pictures of the redneck margarita maker.
Okay, thanks, Audrey. Appreciate it. Thanks, Kim.
See you all next week, same time.
See you all next week. If it's Wednesday, it's time for RVing in New England. And now, can I find? Don't go away just yet, because you have to see and listen to the closing out. We'll see you next week.
This edition of RVing in New England was a presentation of the New England RV Dealers Association. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.